Hi again, it's Matt from Glaucoma Pirates. Moving on to video number 6 today. Today I'm going to talk about the neck surgery I had, which isn't strictly glaucoma related, but it was referred by my glaucoma specialist that I needed to have a ptosis repair with Blepharoplasty to my left eye, because I did have a very well, it's still slightly droopy, as you can see, but it was a lot droopier than that, and it was decided that as it may be causing issues with my field tests and also just examinations and stuff, having to pull the eye up all the time, I was referred privately to have surgery done to repair that. But before we get to that, there was a bit of a good period after the SLT that I had, which was in my last video. So that was in June 2021 that I had the SLT, and I've got to be honest, from then till the end of the year, my pressures were fairly well controlled. The SLT seemed to work initially. It did creep up, and then he changed my eye drops, my medication, and then it get a little bit better. Then it'd creep up again. I was seeing my specialist every 4 weeks at that stage for the rest of the year, and it got to the point where it was being controlled, but it wasn't great because it was always different. Every appointment I went, it had changed, and the eye drops would have to change. My vision was deteriorating, slowly losing a little bit more peripheral vision. So that's what was happening up to this point. So it was in February 2022 that I had my ptosis repair and Blepharoplasty. So I'll talk about that just in case anybody else is having to have that done, or in case, you know, obviously droopy eye can be caused by glaucoma because of the amount of eye drops you're taking and surgeries you have and everything. So it's something that we all may come across at some stage, and again, I may come across it again in the future. I may have to have it done again. The surgery itself was okay, really. It was one of my not so bad surgeries as far as they go. It was done under local anaesthetic. It was a day case. Went in early in the morning, and I was quite anxious, anxious I suppose is the word, about having a local anaesthetic, because I've had numerous surgeries over my life and they've all been general. So having a local anaesthetic with an eye surgery in theatre is quite daunting, knowing that you're going to be awake and you're going to be seeing everything that's going on. And although it was only the muscles and the skin above the eye, so it wasn't, I don't think, as psychologically bad as actual eye surgery. The surgery was relatively quick, I think. I mean, I was slightly sedated, but I didn't really feel I didn't feel out of it or anything. I remember everything that happened. You can feel all the tugging and you can feel the stitches going in and stuff, but it's not painful. You can just feel what's going on. And like I say, surgery was probably about half an hour. Came out. You come out with a big eye patch on. That was my first experience, I suppose, of having to have an actual eye dressing on for 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever it was. I think it was the next day that I could take it off. And that's a bit weird the first time that happens, because you're essentially blind in one eye because all you can see is the inside of the patch. And yeah, that takes a bit of getting used to. There was, once the anaesthetic had worn off, I was in considerable pain, I suppose, enough to warrant wanting to take paracetamol or Nurofen. I think I went straight to bed when I got home because I was grumpy and in pain. But the recovery over the next few days for that wasn't too bad at all. I'd say, maybe a week or so of pain, getting a little bit better every day, but the results were quite dramatic, whereas my eye was quite droopy before and afterwards. I felt like, gosh, I can see more than I could before. But in a way, it also made the peripheral vision that I'd lost more noticeable, because my eyelid wasn't now covering the part where I think I'd lost some vision. So yeah, that was that surgery, blepharoplasty, and the ptosis repair. Nothing to worry about. No, if you've got to have it done, it's well worth it. The benefits, by far outweigh the actual surgery itself and the negatives. So that's that covered. In this video as well, I just want to explain, because there's a bit of a crossover here. So because my eyes had been monitored every 4 weeks from June really through to January 22, June 21 to January 22, it was decided, although I was on private health care at the time, I was still having to pay for these, the monitoring, basically, which is, I mean, in the UK it was about £120 a visit every 4 weeks. My specialist that I was seeing said, you really, this might go on for quite a while. You might be better off now getting back to the NHS, because you'll get those checks for free. Your eyes up and down a bit, but being adjusted with eye drops and stuff, so you could continue to do that on the NHS, and then obviously if you need anything done, you could always come back to private. So that's what I did. I transferred to the NHS again. I had my first checkup with the NHS just before the ptosis repair, so at the end of January. They saw me, pretty much agreed with everything that my private specialist had said, and they would continue to monitor me. The only difference really was the NHS were wanting to monitor me every 3 months instead of every month. But I went along with it because I was thinking, yeah, that's probably the norm. So anyway, I just wanted to cover that at the end of this video, just to explain that that's where we're up to. And in the next video, I'll move on to quite a dramatic period that happened next, which was not fun, but there you go. If you did hear any snoring or grunting during this video, I'd like to apologise. As you can see, the dogs are around me, and they may have made some inadvertent noises, so apologies for that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and go back and look at the old videos, and there'll be lots more coming. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that this is useful information to people. I'm doing this as a bit of a whim. I might get 2 views, I might get 20 views. If it helps one person with part of their journey, then happy days. Thank you very much. See you next time. Cheers.